Okay, it's a lot of noise in here because it's a rainy day and a lot of rain falling on the tin roof. So Matt and I are out here working on a little DIY project on a repair of a television. The Samsung that we've had for, gosh, I think over 10 years, and it just inadvertently just stopped working. And so we, thought about it, tried to get it repaired, and it was a pretty good bit of money just to have someone to take a look at it, no guarantees of fixing it. So YouTube was my friend, and so we came back and figured out how we hope to get this TV working, and we thought we'd share it with you guys. So to start with, this is the back of a TV, smart TV nowadays. As you can see, there's not much to it actually. You have the power supply board that's on one end, then you have the logic board on the other end, and then you have a line that actually feeds the backlights in the back. So as we did some investigation, we determined that by looking at the actual schematics on the back of the board, that if we're getting the right amount of power, that we should be getting nominally 13 volts to this logic board. So we're going to get Matt to check that for us and let's see what we got. So we've got our voltmeter set up and we've got it grounded to the chassis. And he's going to now check the voltage for us, and we're going to check that first pin. And yep, looks good, 12.7 volts, so nominally that's a good voltage. So what that tells us is that the power supply is providing power to the actual logic board, and therefore the logic board should be good. I learned the hard way because I actually got a logic board first, thinking that might be the problem, but thankfully I was able to return it back to the manufacturer with no charge, so that was pretty cool. But at any rate, so we know the logic board is good, we know the power supply is good because it's giving out power. Then the other thing they told us to check was to see if the actual backlights are working, and we're going to show you how that's done here in just a second. Okay, so now we're going to check. We know that we're getting voltage on the power supply, but now we want to see if we're getting voltage to what's known as the backlight. So we've disconnected the lead here associated with the backlights, and now Matt's going to actually put an artificial charge on the two leads to the backlights, and we'll see what comes back from that. So he's going to go to the black and the blue. We're not getting any reading, and we're seeing no black lights turn on, so that lets us know that one pair is definitely burned out. Now he's going to check the second set. Now notice we got a voltage drop, so that's a good thing, and also we've got the backlight starting to light up. So what we know from that is that one pair of backlights is working, the other pair is burned out, and so that's the problem with this TV. So it was pretty cool to learn this stuff, right? Because now what we know is we know that the power supply is good. We understand why we weren't getting the voltage, because if both sets of backlights do not come on, the TV goes into a diagnostic mode and just does not start up. And so we know the logic board is good. We know the power supply is good. And so now what we did is for right at about, I think I spent $65, we bought a new backlight kit. And so now we're going to actually go in and replace the backlights in this TV. It's like a huge cell phone actually. So we're going to turn it over, take the glass out. We've got the little suction cups we're going to use for taking the glass out for like 20 bucks. So we'll take the glass off, turn it over, replace the backlight kit, and then we're going to see what happens. So I will probably have about 80 bucks total in repairing this TV if it works, compared to, like, I think it was $125 just to get diagnostics run to see what the problem was. So anyway, we see what'll happen. Okay, so we've got all of the trim off around the unit, and which is cool is this circuitry is actually tied into the screen. As Matt was showing me real closely, you notice you can see the circuits in the side of the glass. So what we'll do is we'll take our suction cups next and just lift this off, and that will expose the backlights that we're going to replace. So we're going to take a break here after having gotten this far and come back later. Okay, so we've got the glass off using suction cups, and so we have that protected now and out of the way. So that's the glass front. And now we're in the process of removing the diffused panels so we can get to the backlight. So we're slowly but surely making some progress here. Okay, now we're actually inside the unit, and these are the backlights. And we actually have a series of, this actually 12 while we see 6 rows, about midway they have a connector between the two of them. You can actually see right there. So now our job is going to be to take these backlights out. They say you should replace the whole series at the same time and replace those with new backlights. We'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, as you recall, we tested the backlights earlier when Matthew put some voltage on them, and we saw the back panel was lit up. But the back panel being lit up was deceiving, because now that we can see all of the backlights, we're going to see what we find here. So he's going to go ahead and put some power on them. And sure enough, as you can probably see from the illumination, we have an entire series that's burned out completely. And even in the series that is lit up, you can see where there's a few that are dead. So the fact that we have not only bulbs within the series that are dead, and the entire series that is dead, that's why we're having the challenges that we're having, that we're seeing. So we learned a lot from this. Okay, now we got the new backlights in place, so Matt's going to test them out. Let's see if we get some fire in the house here. Oh wow, okay, so so the first series brought, man, that's working. Got 3 series lit up there. Let's see now. And there's the other 3, so great. So you also see that extra kick in. That means that they're working well. So now we know all of our backlights are working, and we can very methodically put this bad boy back together. All right, so we've got it back together, and we have got a TV. Hot dog. There we go. We are live. Brought to you by Page and Page. Not TV repairman, just having fun.